Well, hello. Welcome to my new video on how to create a follow prompt for you FIFA streamers out there. This work is inspired by two people. Brettel, number one, he's a long-time friend of the channel and my Twitch channel, and J FIFA. He's a really great supporter of the YouTube channel, and you're more than likely to see one of his comments in the comment section below here. So this is what the animation looks like. So, and this is how you make it. If you don't want to make this though, there is a link in the description so you can download it and use it on your streams. Also, if you could hit the follow button and subscribe button and turn on the little bell icon, that would be great. It helps the channel grow. Enjoy. Okay, so you're going to create a new composition, make it in 720 because that's what Twitch streams at. Once you do that, import this image of a football. That'll be available in the download link in the description. Once you have that, we're going to set this around about 4 to 5 seconds, depending on what you like. I did extend my version afterwards, off camera. So once you have that there, create a keyframe at the start and at the end, both for position and for scale. You'll need a position keyframe in the middle also. Come back to your first keyframe at the start of the play line, what's that called? Timeline. Make sure it all lines up there. And drag this down to the bottom. Now you'll see a little handle here, and if you pull that around, you can get a sort of curve in which way the ball animates. So create your keyframe at the end, drag this to the bottom, and then play around with the other bar just to get the curve that you like. Go to the start, set the scale to 0, and when it comes in then you'll notice it animates in size. Around about center here, we're going to create a new solid. This is going to be our glass. So if you come on the little drop down menu here, you'll see opacity. Set that to 30%. And drag this to the center keyframe. The reason we're doing this is because when we apply the shatter effect from the effects and presets, it starts to shatter from the playhead. So change it to glass, play around with the repetitions, so how many shards of glass you want. Also you can play around with the physics and the forces, just change the directions of the shards and stuff like that, but I don't go into depth on that in this tutorial. Change this to rendered, so you can see what it looks like. And that's the smashing in action there, so it does look like it's coming through the glass. Now drag the playhead over, so the glass is there from the start of the composition. Oh, I didn't mean to move that. Go to the end here and make sure, just on the keyframe for position and the football PNG, that the football is completely off screen. Once you have that done, we're going to keyframe the opacity for the glass to fade out. So click the keyframe there at the end. And do another one a couple of frames before. And then if you come to the start, we want it to fade in also. So do it around 5 frames I've got here, I think. That'll be enough. So keyframe it, back to the start frame and drop that opacity to 0. That'll fade in, and then you should get a fade out at the end then by dropping the last keyframe to 0 on the opacity as well. Make sure you tick these motion blur boxes. With the motion blur, what you'll find is the closer the keyframes are together, the faster the animation is, the better or the more sort of motion blur you get on the object. Motion blur. So that's what you see here. I'm moving them closer together. Just trying to get that motion blur right. Once you have your motion blur all correct, you're going to need to get some text here. So for this, we're going, don't forget to smash the follow button. We're then going to drag this across the timeline where the ball smashes the glass. And we're going to drag this layer, we're going to resize it, just so it goes behind the football. Drag that to the center, and then we're going to drop this layer at the bottom, so the football reveals the text. Now what I should have done here, which I didn't do, was adjust the anchor point, so center of the text. This causes me a couple of problems down the line, and you'll see it when it happens. But I do go back and adjust the anchor point just to make the animation more central. What I try to do is, as you can see here, is to use the position tool to adjust it up so it comes in center. And the animation is not quite right when you do it that way. So when it comes in, you can tell it sort of moves up. And it's not until later on that it really affects the composition. So I've skipped forward here to where I go back and undo what I did and adjust the anchor point. If you look, I have scale tweened it there between those keyframes. And then we want this to go a little bit slower. So the fast bit at the start where it zooms in. And then I click scale here. I'm going to go 110. It's nice slow. And another keyframe, we're going to really big. And then we're going to drop an opacity keyframe in, go in between those two keyframes, then the scale and opacity keyframe, and then just drop that end keyframe on the opacity to 0. Now we're going to add a quick gradient ramp so the text isn't so plain. I've added the glass there by accident. You just drag it over the actual timeline and then go to blend with original and just adjust that so it's somewhere you want. Then you head up to your effects, type in CC Light Sweep, drag that onto your text layer, and then adjust your center position. I think I'll put that on the glass layer again. Moving up there and across. It's not doing it as on the glass layer there. Yeah. Get your CC Light Sweep, drop that on your text layer, and then keyframe the center. Go to the end of where it starts moving before it zooms out, and then move that to the far right. Go back a keyframe, and then move this one to the far left. And then you get this little light sweep that comes over the entirety of the text. You can play around with your edge thickness, your sweep intensity, and edge thickness, and you can even keyframe these if you like. And you can play around with how much you're blending it with the original and the rotation and stuff like that. You can even keyframe the rotation. Speaking of rotation, we are going now to add a little bit of rotation to the ball. So give it that 3D sort of feel. So head on down here to the start keyframe, start the animation, do a couple of keyframes, one at the beginning, one at the end. Set this to 4 or 5, I think. And just add a little bit extra to that animation. And that's pretty much it, guys. If there's anything you want me to recreate in After Effects, just leave it in the comments below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.